Welcome to Scaffchamp 2025, powered by Layout. It is the View with Vertex, and I have a guest who really needs no introduction. I will try my best. Joe Carr of Stella Scaffolding.
Stella Scaffolding.
How the devil are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Pleasure to be here.
I know, it's good to actually to meet in person.
After our brief meeting this morning when I was a sweaty mess, coming back from the gym.
Yeah.
But no, good to be here.
Grabbed hold of Joe this morning, patted him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Practicing what you preach, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Because those are the hours of graft.
Always, mate. Always.
That nobody sees.
You know, 100% for me, it just gets my head in the game. Do you know what I mean? It gets my head in the game early doors. Obviously, I'm in a very high pressured sort of position in building a scaffold business. Anyone who's in the industry, I think, can relate to that. I know they can because they tell me. So yeah, I just like to start the day off early, get my head right, get my head in the game, and make sure that I'm on top before it gets on top of me.
Yeah.
And that's the same. Even when I'm away, like today, for me it's routine. I earn my mood. Do you know what I mean? So I like to be up. I like to do my morning cardio, do my training, and then. If I do that, the universe looks after me, and things go to plan. So.
And you believe this? Like,
fully, massively, massively.
As in what you put. I mean, it's input output, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And that includes everything. I think people just see input as like, oh well, if I do, if I write the right business plan, if I go to the right manufacturer, if I get the right client,
100%.
But most of that starts with
it's you.
What's in here and
100%.
what's up here.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Especially when it comes to pressure, like. If you got your mind right at the start of the day, then you can then deal with them pressures a lot easier. So for me, yes, I'm in business, and yes, we're doing what we're doing online, but ultimately it all starts with me, So and that's every single day of the week. So yeah, there's no time for rest. I've got to be on it and active.
So take me back to the start of the journey with Stella, because I mean, if you've not seen Stella's YouTube channel and the stuff they put out on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, everywhere, then definitely go and check it out. But before all that, before the kind of the views and the videos, where did it all begin for you in scaffolding?
So for me, I was actually working in football, completely separate to the scaffolding industry. I was trying to build a football agency. I had some top young players. Basically, I just learned that it was very hard to keep hold of them. So the bigger and the better the boys you get them into good positions, and then someone just comes in and takes them. And I had heartache after heartache. And then basically I was trying to build that. It was going all right, very good on paper, but the bank didn't agree. And then basically my brother had still has a demolition company. It was then Joe Carr Group, that went under. He was knocked for about 300 grand, big money. And he didn't survive it, took him under. And then he basically came back to life as Mac Demolition. And he was still Joe Carr Group actually at the time. They were Joe Carr Group at the time. And then one of his clients, who they were called Langham Homes, and the owner was Tony Pidgley, whose father owned Berkeley Homes. So Tony Pidgley's seen obviously Berkeley, big developer, and basically Langham needed a contractor to undertake the scaffolding works. And my brother said to me, look, if you start a scaffolding company, then I can get you in here. There's a load of work. There's a long run of work. I knew nothing about the industry. I'd done a few days labouring for a bit of cash while I was trying to build the agency for my brother here and there. And obviously that was more demo, just literally just labouring. And he just gave me that opportunity. I knew nothing about the industry, but had a mate he was like a friend, someone I was friendly with through training, through the gym. And basically he had done scaffolding himself for about 8 years at the time. And I said, Grant, look, I've got a big contract here. We can take on this line of work. I can run the business. I'll be your labourer at first. Let's take on the contract. I'll give you half the business, and shook hands on it.
And so often the case, right?
Yeah, we hit the ground running.
Start businesses with handshakes.
Yeah.
Everyone's
definitely
50-50. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And all the rest of it. And then things do change as businesses grow.
Yeah, and I've always got to be careful with that, because obviously for Grant, he's in like a different place now, and like as a person, good as gold. We're just two different people, so there's no bad blood there. But back in the last year, I bought Grant out, and like he in the early stage, he was the value, and then things just you go in different places.
Absolutely. I mean, it was the same with me with my scaffolding business. I started with one really close friend, and another guy who was like a good mate of mine, and very close to the mate that I started the scaffold company with, Dave and Lee, and they're still going. They're still doing their thing, and it's all amicable. But you sort of go in different directions.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
And you've got to do what feels right for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think the interesting thing about your story is obviously like we've spoken, haven't we? You didn't necessarily come from a scaffolding background as such, and then just pick it up and took an opportunity.
Yeah.
I sometimes see with a lot of people who I know professionally that sometimes having a lot of scaffolding experience
Can go against you.
It really can.
Yeah, and do you know why? Sorry to interrupt, but the reason I know that it can is because in the early stages, my thing I learned from football was you get the best people and you let them do what they can do. You don't need to overmanage. You don't need to overcoach. You don't need to over consult. I don't know the right term, but you don't need to you need to get the best people and let them do what they can do. And I hear so many times from scaffolders, top scaffolders, that their bosses are just there micromanaging and no, do it this way, do it that way. I didn't have the know-how. Yeah. So I had to get the best blokes and I had to let them do it because it's the only way the jobs are going to get done.
I know your background and you know, the environment that you grew up in. You know, I grew up in a similar sort of environment. You know, it's council estate, single parent families. There's not a lot around. And I think a lot of people use this word nowadays. Maybe it's overused, I don't know, but they use this word trauma, right? And trauma can, you know, affect you in a lot of different ways. I see in a lot of entrepreneurs, people like yourself, that there's something burning inside you that you need to
definitely
channel and put out into the world, and it's making you, it's driving you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that same energy, that same force, for people who we've all grown up around and stuff like that, takes them the other way, and it's
100%.
just, it's how do you harness it?
100%.
Some people harness it and they go on the street and do
Definitely.
whatever they do, and then some people harness it and put it into a business and grow that. It's just being able to. It sounds like this guy now, the contractsman, has had a second chance.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're helping him to channel that in the right way.
I think just maybe I don't know if it's just men in general. I feel like everyone just needs, and I noticed that because when I start to talk about like the mindset stuff and the things that I like to talk about, you do know everyone's ears perk up. Everyone wants to listen. Everyone wants to take a little bit on how they can feel a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's all men in general. I think once you start to learn to like channel your emotion and your focus onto the right thing, it cleans up the mind, you know. And I think, like you say, everyone's got a story. But for me, my drive is now where, because I've been through times that have been difficult, I want to be able to make sure that the people that come after me won't have to. Do you know what I mean? So I want everyone just to be able to benefit. Do you know what I mean? So like for me, I've got a drive that is always bigger than the business. It's about the people and the people in the company and the people that have come, maybe my children, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's always watching those guys succeed, get that second chance. It's rewarding, isn't it?
100%, yeah, 100%. And I also know that like I get a lot of like business owners that will message me. I literally had one earlier, and about how much the channel helps him, and he realises he's not alone, and do you know what I mean? And stuff like that for me is it's important.
When did you take was it like very early on in the Stella journey that you decided, I want to document this? I want this to go out and...
No, we had, until about a year ago, we had no online presence at all, really. Nothing. Yeah,
it feels like forever.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a year.
A year?
Yeah, literally, it was a year, I think a week ago. Last week was a year.
Wow. Well, happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah, literally, it was a week ago. A year, a week ago. And it's crazy how much it's building, you know. Like, obviously, like anything, like we were saying outside, you always want so much more. And like, I think when you're in something, you don't really realise you don't realise you're doing well with something when you're in it because you're too busy doing it. Mm-hmm. I think it's only when you look back, you think, I was doing quite well. But at the minute, I'm really feel like I'm at the bottom of this hill, and I'm just
and it's
trying
like
to build it as much as I can, you know.
The process. I mean, like you'll look at the early stuff. I do this all the time. Like when we first started doing a podcast, it was like. It was a lot of you know, you go on a journey and like
100%.
Just you're learning all the time and getting better and better and better.
Yeah, in anything.
But you do judge your own worst critic, right?
100%.
Yeah, I think 100%. Most people are like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm always on the verge of chasing perfection. I think I'm always with everything. Like I can always pick holes in my day as to things that should have been better, or right, next time we'll do that, or do you know what I mean? In everything. So, but I think you have to be like that. You know, I think that's how you get better. You know?
You've got to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
But I think, like the perfectionism. Do you struggle with that, like with the video professionally and stuff like that? Because
in what so?
Because I found like it can really hold companies, people, professional and personal growth back. Is that trying to aim for perfection? I think it's better to do something, look at it, fix it, you know, and
100%,
and iterate.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's all about what is in. So go back to the question. Are you saying, do you think it's like a hindrance chasing perfection? Can work against you almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I think that's just how you look at it in yourself. I think for me, I purposely when we first came to the socials, one of the first episodes I put out was I said that we were online that year to do 2 mil in turnover, and we want to get to 20 mil in turnover. And the reason I put that so far away is because that gives me now such a long focus. I've got 10 years of a clear focus. Do you know what I mean? So for me, and I think maybe perfection is probably next to that. You know, is like, I'm not saying if you're 20 mil a year, you're a perfect company, but I'm just saying I think to aim for something high is good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, they say aim for the stars, and if you land on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's no bad thing. So I think targets, you definitely have to
100%
push yourself, drive yourself.
Yeah, definitely. But one of the great things I've got to say as well, that from doing the social media stuff, is it's brought a lot of the industry to me in terms of like people like Lee at GKR and Neil at GKR. There's so many people, and like obviously I work with Mark as well, Mark Parkin. But there's so many like great people in the industry that people outside of scaffolding wouldn't know who they are. But in terms of the industry, they're like powerhouses, and the value they bring to someone like me who's young and trying to really get going. I mean, I'm not that young anymore. I think I'm young. I'm 32, not that young. But like, there's a lot of great people in the industry, you know, and like I really want to show that, you know, like, and it's obviously what you're doing with the podcast and everything else is like.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, like the same sort of thing. Like, almost selfishly, when I started doing this, it was like, I mean, just today, I've spoken to Mark, Antonio Nicholson, and I spoke to Ben Beaumont, who's, you know, he had a great company at 48.3, and then, you know, a fantastic thing he's building now with Scaff Planner. I've spoken to the owner of that company 100%. As well, and you get into almost by sitting down and having a conversation, you're almost learning from them and 100%. Being mentored by them.
I'm learning from everyone all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. You have to.
And like what you're saying is your content is you're almost like a magnet bringing these people into your life, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like the value I've had, and like when we had, so like last year I had a client go bankrupt to me for 110 grand, and it was all put on the channel, and I had messages from some of like the big companies, and I had firms offering to give me material to run with until I was straight, like saying I could run material to your yard, whatever you need, let me know. Like other scaffold firms, you know, like just stuff like that. I just think there's so many, like, I love the scaffold industry.
There's bitchiness there, though, right? There's a lot of bitchiness.
Yeah, what do you mean?
As well as like that.
Yeah.
You're right. There are lots of people who want to just see you do well and stuff, but there's so many people out there just like, I can't wait to see that guy fail.
Yeah, probably.
It's like,
maybe
not today.
Yeah, probably.
There is. But it's, you know, competition drives you.
No, but 100%. And to be honest, I'm only looking at the big boys in my competition. But even then, I'm just like, I'm focused on what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So.
And what is that? What is that in personal sense, professional sense?
I'd say take over the world. No, I don't know. No, just I want to raise my profile and be. I want to make a difference through. I don't know how yet, but I want to raise a profile and I want to spark a few brains to think, oh, that's what I need to do. You know, like want to help. Yeah, try and guide people in a sense, I suppose, that are crazy enough to try and follow in the sort of thing I've done.
I mean, I think you're doing that anyway. Like, I think that the stuff that you put out, it's how you take it, right?
Definitely.
So if somebody watches that content and go, oh, this guy thinks he's so great, then that's what you're going to get out of it.
But I do though.
But and why not, right? But if someone watches it and goes, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it.
Exactly, and that's what I want it to be.
It's all in your perception.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, I think because of the short form stuff we do, it's all a bit fast hand. But a lot of that is, so when we put the intros out, Abs will tell you that so we do an intro, and they genuinely, 10 takes?
Yeah.
They take about 10 takes for the intros. And I think I move my hands because I'm trying to get the word. I don't realise I'm doing it. Yeah. So I talk with my hands and then on the videos, and then, you get a bit of hate there from that. But no, listen, all in all, it's I enjoy it. And in terms of the scaffold business, it's just, yeah, I suppose become a minimum of 20 mil turnover, maybe. I don't even know if the figure is. I just see maybe 20 lorries.
Well, look, you could do 20 million in turnover a year and lose $1 million.
No, exactly. Right? That's what I mean. Exactly.
You know, and I'd rather earn less and keep more.
100%.
So, you know, but it's great to have a target.
No, definitely.
But I think what you're looking for is scale.
Yeah, definitely.
Is you start at a certain point.
100%.
And then you can, you know,
definitely.
You can build.
The thing is, I know I could probably, where we are now, I think if this year we'll probably do 3 mil in turnover. I think we're doing about an extra 50% a year. Yeah, so I think this year I'll probably do about 3 mil. And if I do, I know I could probably maintain at that level and probably do very well off it. Whereas at the minute, I'm constantly buying material, constantly you're strapped for cash.
Put it this way.
But then you lose the excitement.
If you build 20 million
yeah.
on the phone, right, it wouldn't work.
No.
And it's like stacking one brick on top of another. Eventually, that thing's just going to topple over.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's not built on the right foundations.
No, exactly.
So at each level, you've got to make sure that you're putting the right systems, processes in place, because managing 10 guys is different from managing 15 and 20.
Definitely, 100%.
But yeah, like, provided you're doing all those things at each level on the way up to 20 million, by the time you get to 20 million, you know, you will be taking over the world. Yeah. It's all about building it right, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
But you strike me as someone who's willing to learn at every step of the way.
Always. I'm learning from everyone all the time. I'm always open-minded to it. Like, I'll learn bits off the labourer. I learn off everyone all the time. I'm always open-minded. Not better than anyone, just always on a level with everyone and want to learn. Do you know what I mean? And listen. So.
Yeah. Well, it's honest to God, I've been waiting to get you in,
top man.
and it's took us to Lithuania to actually get something recorded.
Bumped into in Lithuania.
Mate, you're welcome back anytime you like, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Top man, appreciate it.
Because I know you said earlier on, like, your own worst critic.
Yeah,
like,
have to be.
You're doing a great job.
No, top man, I appreciate it. Good man.
Good man.
Top man. Good man, Isaac. Top man. Top man.
I truly hope you enjoy this episode. If you do, all I ask is that you like, subscribe, and get notified every time we drop a new episode.